Y'all, I've had the pleasure of briefly getting to converse with our next speaker. She's an amazing and a super impressive woman. Y'all, I want you to hear just some of the things that she's been advocating for all of us. Her name is Christina Hildebrand. She is the founder and president of Voice for Choice Advocacy, which educates and advocates for people's rights to be fully informed about the composition, quality, and short and long-term health effects of all the products that go into our bodies. She has fought and won legal battles. She is an impressive woman. She traveled here by train this morning to be here with you all, and she has some incredible information to share. Give it up for Christina!
Hello, everyone. So many of you are new to this. I'm what I'm going to call old, even though it's only 7 years ago that I got up here for the first time and spoke during an SB 277 rally in 2015. In 2015, our personal belief exemption got taken away from all childhood vaccine mandates, and so children had to be vaccinated or have a medical exemption to go to school for all the childhood vaccines. That was when I first came to Sacramento. And I came as one of you. I came and I stood where you're standing, and we had about this many people, and we thought, we've got the people and we're gonna kill this bill. And that didn't happen. And it didn't happen for many reasons, but I'm gonna give you in the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna give you what you need to do so that that doesn't happen again and we win this next year. 2019 SB 276 happened. That took away basically the medical exemptions and tightened medical exemptions that there will be no ability for children to go to school without having all the vaccinations, and they are planning to add the COVID vaccine next year. There are legislators that are having meetings right now that are going to take away the personal belief exemption from the COVID vaccine. Next year, at some point when the FDA approves the COVID vaccine, CDPH, the California Public Health Department, will put in place that the COVID vaccine is required for schools, for your children to go to school. They will have to have a personal belief exemption, but the legislature is going to try and take that away. We will be up here fighting all of next year, so get ready to come to Sacramento over and over and over. My request to you is, and I'm going to go through how this is going to play out, I'm going to give you the tools so that you can be effective at talking to your legislators and making change in your community. How this is going to play out is you do not want to submit a personal belief exemption, a religious exemption, any form of exemption for the COVID vaccine until you absolutely have to. The legislators would love to have a count of how many people are going to submit a personal belief exemption before they put their legislation in. Don't do it unless you have to. If you're in LAUSD or Oakland or Piedmont, in any of those places that have already mandated it, you're in a different situation. But if you don't have to do it, don't do it. Same for adults. If your employment requires it, don't do it until you have to do it. Say no till then. The key piece here is everyone here needs to do two things when they walk away from here and for the next 2 months. The first thing is you need to talk to other parents. Right here, most of you, I'm gonna guess, are against having your children vaccinated for the COVID vaccine, but that's not good enough. We need to get the people who have vaccinated their children or are excited about getting their children vaccinated to be against the mandate. That's the key piece. We need numbers. We're not going to get numbers from just people who don't want to vaccinate. My guess is there's probably about 10 to 20% of Californians that are not going to vaccinate their kids. That's fact. Where I live, my daughter's school has 97% of the kids vaccinated. I don't have a single other person, I have one other family that's in that school that is not vaccinated. We need the people who are vaccinating their kids to be on our side against the mandate. We gotta get them, we gotta get the numbers. The second thing you need to do when you go away from here is you need to go get relationships with your legislators, with your board of supervisors, and with your school board. Your legislators are in their district. They're not in the building. They're not in the building until January. They're in your district offices. You need to go to their town halls, their turkey days, their Christmas things. I don't care how much you don't like them. I don't like them particularly either, but we have to engage with them. You have to engage with them on their level. So that means two things. Number one, work out what's important to them. Don't go in there screaming about vaccine mandates as your first time you meet with them. Work out what's important to them. Is it education? Is it homelessness? Is it water? Is it gas? Is it fracking? Is it, I don't care what it is. Find something that you can talk to them about that is not the vaccine mandates, and build a relationship so that you can then go in and say, I'm against the mandates. Because I can promise you, if you go in there and say, I'm against the mandates the first time, they're gonna say, great, nice to talk to you, goodbye. The second thing to do is to make sure that you are speaking their language. So you come from diverse parts of California. We have different political views, we have different religious views, we have different views on lots and lots of things. What you need to do is you need to talk to the language of your legislator. If you live in San Francisco, going in there and saying, I want parental choice, it's my choice, it's my kid, that doesn't work. They don't give a crap. They think the government can raise your children. So you need to talk about equity, diversity, justice, inclusion, discrimination, segregation. Those are the Democrat buzzwords. If you're not talking those words with Democrats, they're not listening. So you gotta talk their language for them, for even to go in their brains. So when you get home, work out who is your assembly member, who is your senator. Go to your board of supervisors meetings. Your board of supervisors controls your local health director. Your county local health director has all the say. There was a bill in 2019 that we opposed, AB 262, which literally says your local county health officer can take any action they want in an endemic. An endemic is 3 people or the threat of an endemic. There is a threat of an endemic anytime. So the local county health officers are the people who are making decisions. We've seen that throughout COVID. So you need to go to your board of supervisors. You need to tell them what you think. There's public comment at the beginning of every single meeting. The same thing with your school districts. Even if you're at private schools follow what the public schools do on the lockdowns and the vaccines. You need to build a community. You need to find your people. You need to find the people outside of that who you can get against the mandates. And you need to find your legislators, your board of supervisors, and go talk to them. Without that, being here means absolutely nothing. Thank you. Go do what you need to do.
Thank you so much, Christina.